We have the World Cup and we have the Olympics. Can you imagine? I missed that 4 years, and now look what I have. I have everything.
I have everything. Not America has everything. I have everything. And that's what counts. And oh, I love having and going to these big events. Except that when he does, I think that on some level, he might kind of regret it. Because when he goes, like he did to MetLife Stadium in New Jersey over this weekend, he doesn't always get the fondest reception. I don't watch a lot of FIFA, but I feel like a kinship with FIFA fans because they remind me of WWE fans, which is even if they're told you're supposed to like this person, if they don't, they will make you know. And so there was a lot of boos. It wasn't 100% boos, but it was quite a lot of boos. And it got even weirder after that because Donald Trump is still, for better or worse, and spoiler alert, it's worse, he is president. And so he gets called down to like help hand out the trophy, like at the end. And that's supposed to be where it ends. But he thinks that the world only exists to be about him. And so he made it really strange. I like that because I feel like it's the exact karmic opposite of when he like busts through that group of world leaders back in his first term, where here he gave it away, he's told to leave, he refuses to, and so the guy comes back in and just pushes him through the crowd. Like Homer in the bush, except it's a person like you're not wanted, he just keeps pushing him. And also JR, I'm just gonna mention, how much did his orange face stand out in that clip? It was like all I could look at compared to the other colors. But what do you think? You're a sports guy.
Yeah, you got this loser in a suit standing in the middle of a team celebration as if he did anything. You know, the guy that was holding it originally, he kept looking at him. So, are you gonna move yet? Well, listen, I'm trying to raise the trophy. Can you get out the way, please? Can you move? He asked him 3 times. He leaned over once. You gonna go? What are you still doing? I see the other suit walked out of the way. Go, bro. He won't leave. He doesn't get anything. This is the thing. Nothing's gonna distract him from thinking that he's one of the boys. Like he loves sports. It's why he tried that whole football league that failed and anything else that he's tried to get into with sports. He thinks he's all about. That's why he brags about cheating during his golf tournaments every time. Which, by the way, in the middle of all these disasters and destruction that he's put forward, he still went golfing over the weekend and posted a picture of how he just won another one of his tournaments. Anyway, this guy thinks he's part of the celebration. He thinks he was invited because they love him so much for this one team that won a championship that had nothing to do with his ass, but he's gonna stand there and just like, this is great, boys, isn't this wonderful? He doesn't know anything about anything, and it's embarrassing, bro. So again, even I think it was the FIFA head there had to shove his ass out of the way.
We're being told it's Gianni Infantino doing his best to get Trump to let the athletes have their moment, but unfortunately he was dealing with an Infantino who wouldn't just leave. But anyway, yeah, and also it's a soccer crowd in the US. I don't know, considering everything you've been doing so far this year, maybe you could have expected that it would not have been a 100% chill reaction to Donald Trump. Let's also just briefly mention though, FIFA, it was announced by that guy, Infantino, that FIFA moved its offices into Trump Tower last week, or they announced it last week. So just, a little bit of corruption. Isn't it cool that we can like move it there and then we're directly paying the president of the United States rent every single month? What a cool thing to happen in our advanced democracy. I love it. What do you think? Anyway, okay. Also, we just briefly mentioned, we have a moment. JD Vance went to Disney and was booed, but a lot of people, it was mostly online, people like mocking him and everything. But he was booed while he was there because he sucks. And so he responded to Governor Gavin Newsom mentioning this by saying, had a great time, thanks. And I wonder, let's just briefly mention before we move on to our final story. So JD Vance sucks. And he knows that his entire career has been a variety of ever-changing lies. And he knows what he said about Trump and the MAGA movement, and now he's had to bow down. But by saying it and doing all this lying, he's become vice president, and he'll be booed pretty much everywhere he goes for the rest of his life. And I have to imagine that on some level, he knows that when his kids get a little bit older, they're gonna like start to understand what the MAGA movement is and his place in it. Do you think that he's still, like he said, I had a great time. Do you think he had a great time being booed everywhere he goes and knowing what he knows about who he is? Do you think that like he's been able to come up with a mental construct, a bubble in which he can have a good time? What do you think, JR?
Yeah, I think so. These are guys who are like, these are the ones who bullied me back in the day. And nobody likes a real bully. So they become that instead. And now they're like, I've got so much power and money on my side. I don't have to care. You literally block your brain off from having any kind of connection to humanity because he never really did.
Yeah. I don't. Brett wants me to remind everyone that me and him, we were in a Walgreens that JD Vance walked into back during the RNC. It was him and his wife and his kids and I don't know, 80 guards or something like that. And yeah, I wasn't impressed. I'll just say that.